But there are nisyonis, major nisyonis. How do we deal with them? There was a fellow who came to Rabbi Edelstein Zatzal, and he told him, Rebbe, I had enough. I didn't have one good day in my life. My parents used to scream on us. Scream. Hit us. They got divorced. Mom is terrible. And I always promised myself that I will find a wife who's not going to be so different than my mother. And I married this lady who I thought was an angel. She was. Malach Habala. Oi! And my kids. No one listens to us. Tzaros in Shidduchim. Tzaros in Parnasa. Tzaros in medical issues. Don't ask. What do I do? Reb Gershon told him, I want to tell you two things. First of all, I think you should stop benching. What did you say? I think you should stop benching. What do you mean? The pasuk coming up in a couple days says, Ve'achalta ve'savata. And after you do that, the same pasuk suggests, Uverachta, demands. And you're saying I should be, I think you should stop benching. He says, Rebbe, what are you saying? Mitzvah deraisa. So Rabbi Gershon says, listen, every time you bench, you say, Oh, heitivu, meitivu, yeitiv lanu. He did good, he is doing good, and he will do good. And you're claiming you never had one good day in your life. So you want to be a liar in front of Ribono Shel Olam? The pasuk in Tehillim says, Doiver shkarim lo yiko neged einai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu hates liars. So how can you bench? I think you should stop benching. And second of all, I want to share with you Rabbeinu Bechaye. He pulls out Rabbeinu Bechaye Parshas Ki Seitze, on the pasuk where the Torah instructs us to put a guardrail on the roof. And the Torah says, you know why? Because if you don't, Chalila, lest someone fall from the roof, spill blood. Rabbeinu Bechaye says, wait a second, I don't understand. Why do I have to put a mic in? Why do I have to put this guardrail? Everything is decreed on Rosh Hashanah. If this guy was supposed to fall, even if my guardrail is going to be yay high, the guy is not going to fall if he's not supposed to fall. And if he's supposed to fall, even if I'm not going to have one, he is not going to fall. So why do I have to? Construction costs money, you know. And some guardrails don't look so nice. My wife doesn't want it. Why do I have to put a guardrail? Everything is in the hands of Ribono Shel Olam. Says Rabbeinu Bechaye, you're right. If he's supposed to fall, he will fall. If he's not supposed to fall, he won't fall. But why does it have to be on your roof? If he's supposed to fall, let him fall somewhere else. Why does it have to be in your house? But then Rabbeinu Bechaye continues and brings a medrash. The medrash darshans a pasuk from Parshas Bereishis. The Kodesh Baruch Hu created everything. V'chol tzva'am. And the medrash says, don't read it tzva'am, rather let tzivyoinam. And the medrash explains. Before the neshama comes down here for the journey of whatever, 120 plus years, they show the neshama everything that it will face throughout its life. Who will be your wife? Who will be your children? Where your parnasa is going to come from or not come from? Will you be independent? Will you work for others? Every struggle, every challenge that one will face, he saw. And the Medrash says, and that's the Dasha on Tzivyoinam, Vehakol ratzu vekiblu. And everybody accepts and says, Amen. So Rabbi Gershon says to him, so what are you complaining? You said yes. You didn't have to come down here. They showed you the entire Maseches, the whole tractate called Your Life. You saw it from Daf Beis Amud Aleph, or if it's Yerushalmi Aleph Amud Aleph, all the way to the end. And you said yes, so why are you complaining? But Lemaise, if it really is so, and you see the different challenges, struggles, troubles, and tribulations that you will experience, why do you say yes? Chofetz Chaim says, Up there is a place where you rip the reward. Tzadikim yoshvim. Ataroseihem berosheyen. Learning Torah from HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. It's the greatest place to be. This, in theory here, is the worst place to be. But there is one thing that you can only attain when you are here, and you cannot when you're up there. And that is the lofty title called Eved Hashem. And every neshama says, yes, I'm willing to go through that. Everything you just showed me. To be able to come back one day, and for those, all the tzaddikim who are there, to point at me and say, look, 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 look. Here comes an Eved Hashem. The Raya? Moshe Rabbeinu. He brings Torah to Am Yisrael. He takes us out of Mitzrayim. He splits the sea, 10 makos. And how does HaKadosh Baruch Hu call him? Hashus Ba'aloischa. Bechol Beisi Ne'eman Hu. Who is Ne'eman? Avdi Moshe. Avdi. That's how you call him, Moshe? Yismach Moshe. Shabbos morning we daven. Why should he be so happy? Rejoice. Yismach. Why should I be rejoicing? Ki Eved Ne'eman karaselo, because you're calling him an Eved. Eved? Eved. The greatest accolade that one can have in this world is to be called an Eved Hashem. And that you can only attain here. So Rabbi Gershon says to him, you agreed to come here to be able to one day, hopefully, get this title, Eved Hashem. And you, only you, can get that title through the set of Yisurim, challenges, difficulties that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tailored just to fit what you need for your Avodas Hashem.